Let's get straight to Fox weather meteorologist Britta Merwin with the very latest. Hi, Britta.
Good morning. The worst for Hawaii is now behind us, which is just a sigh of relief to start off the day. With that said, high water definitely recorded. The last time Hawaii went through this was back in 2011 with a powerful magnitude 9.0 earthquake back then off the coast of Japan. This go around an 8.8 off the coast of Russia. The highest water rise recorded in northwest Maui at 5.7 feet. Now, the latest for Hawaii is that they've lowered the urgency. We've gone from a tsunami warning down to a tsunami advisory. So again, the worst is behind us, but this is a series of waves and ebbs and flows. We don't have the all clear given yet by the Tsunami Center, and it's very important for local residents not to go back into these areas and also people that are on vacation until we have the all clear. Looking at the highest water level rise, there's that 5.7 on northwest Maui. Hilo is also a very vulnerable spot for tsunamis. Back in 2011, they had more than 10 feet of water move into Hilo. So it's these protected bays that we really focus on. As you mentioned, we have seen the water start to come up in California. The northwest coastline highlighted by a tsunami warning in Crescent City. The water rise already over 1.5 feet. The good news is Hawaii has fared well. We don't expect to see dramatic images coming out of California, but very important for local residents to heed these warnings. It's the middle of the night, so that is on our side, but some of this water rise will be coinciding with high tide. Looking at the impacts for what we're expecting for Alaska, we still have tsunami advisories. Again, that's a lower level of urgency than the tsunami warning that we still have in place for parts of Northern California.
Britta, any concern about aftershocks from this earthquake leading to more tsunami activity?
It's always something that you have to keep your mind on, Todd. I mean, we have had multiple strong aftershocks. That 8.8 magnitude earthquake off the coast of Russia, it is not only the strongest earthquake that we have felt in over a decade, it is the sixth largest earthquake that we have ever recorded on Earth since we've been keeping records. So it's a big deal. We'll have to look out for these aftershocks. So far, we do have a lot of good data showing us that the worst is now over for Hawaii. They fared very well, which of course gives us a lot of reassurance that we're not expecting anything dramatic on the West Coast. But the utmost of caution, that's the way to go.
Britta Merwin live for us in studio. Britta, thank you so much. With that, let us bring in student meteorologist Andrew Austin-Adler, currently visiting Maui. And Andrew, what a time to visit as a student meteorologist. We'll get a little bit more into
Yes.
that. In terms of wave activity, I know it's dark out right now because it's Hawaii and it's the middle of the night there, but have you seen where you are any wave activity?
Nothing too severe. I have noticed some localized fluctuations of the tide level, which is to be expected. Not only are you going to get that big push of water when the waves initially onset onto the shore, but the wave activity is still going to be pretty active for a few hours after the initial tsunami waves impact the coastline. I have noticed that they have begun to kind of recede out a little bit more and come back in, but nothing too dramatic as opposed to what we were expecting earlier in the day.
Yeah, so how have people been reacting to this and what have preparations been like?
Well, we have seen some pretty decent evacuations. The locals here have been very kind. We have been, the sense of community on this island is definitely shocking to me in a very good way. I was very surprised to see locals helping locals and people helping each other, and it was just a general. We went all the way up the island of Haleakala to this town of Kula, which is about 3,000 feet above sea level, so we were definitely safe from the water, at least initially. And just the conversation that I've had with some of these locals about their experiences on this island, past events with tsunamis, it was very enlightening. And I actually didn't think the traffic was too bad. Granted, we did leave where we were in Kailui the second the watch was posted. We began to evacuate, so we definitely were able to beat the crowd there for a short while. But yeah, definitely a lot better than I expected from the locals. I was originally going to be under the impression that it was like, Oklahoma and tornado warnings, when a lot of the people were like, oh yeah, just another tornado, forget about it. But no, the people here really definitely locked in and took the warning seriously.
For those that don't know Hawaii geography, you mentioned Haleakala, and let's be clear, if a tsunami got you in Haleakala, that's called the end of days, because there's no way a wave could get you all the way up there. I'm curious, I mean, you look like a pretty young guy. I'm wondering your thoughts on this question. Would the people have heeded these warnings the way that they did? And would have authorities have been as specific with their demands of their people, let's say 25 years ago, prior to what we saw happen to Thailand? I wonder your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I definitely think the earthquakes in 2004 and 2011 that affected Japan and Indonesia definitely shaped how the warning process evolved today. I think definitely way back then, the science is still in its infancy. It's in its infancy even today, really. But it's definitely come a long way from back then, and people have seen the destructive power of water. And it really does tie in with some of these hurricane events that we've seen in the United States these past couple of years. It's not really, they always say it's not really the wind that's the destructive factor, it's the water. And so with the threat of water to rise, several feet above normally dry ground with these tsunami waves, definitely had people, in my opinion, a lot more on alert than they would have been previously, especially before those big tsunami events of the past.
Well, you are getting a firsthand education on your trip to Hawaii. Student meteorologist Andrew Austin-Adler. We're so glad you're safe, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been wonderful.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.